People, my people, it's your girl, Dr. She Cole, bringing you another long awaited, I hope, catch up and update of curated coils and culture. I have so much to unpack. I'm going to jump right in. This is going to be unscripted, multi-layered, and I'm going to throw some things in that I believe you would want me to talk about. I'm going to update you and be very transparent on some things that I think everyone with parents would want to hear, and especially if you have elderly parents. And I'm going to share a few of the things that helped me get through the process that I'm still experiencing right now. So once again, if you have ever enjoyed my content, please click like, click share, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I am going to need all the love and encouragement that I can get when I drop this video. So flood the comment section with hearts and praying hands, because the sister needs them, okay? But I am still on the right side of progress, even through difficult times. So I'm going to take it back about 6 weeks, around April 6th. My mother, who just turned 87 2 weeks prior, took a nasty fall, broke her hip, laceration, back of the head, really deep. And needless to say, my world as I know it, post my father's passing away about 10 years ago, and the new normal that had been created, basically was shot into pieces. This year has been so challenging. So this section of the video will be called Challenges and Progress. And I call it Challenges and Progress because just to give you a window into what I have been experiencing this year, and it might be relatable to some of you that have gone through your own crossroads. I was the principal of a school earlier this school year, and God blessed me to get a promotion to directorship within my county. I was simultaneously doing those jobs for 90 days. Running the school, running my district department until, personnel hires could take place. So that's the first 3 months of my job. So the second 3 months of my job, I'm just feeling like I'm starting to get my legs, getting a little bit more familiar with, the culture. And then my mom falls. So it's just, all hands on deck. I'm an only child. The trauma of, is this it? Now I got to do this alone, because my immediate family truly was my mother, my father, and I. And, no matter what your family dynamics may be, the family dynamics that you have is what you have. And when the threat of that comes, that it could be gone or altered severely, it's a different mindset. It's a shift. It was, forcing the hand of talking about power of attorney, wills, accounts. This is what I want. I was not prepared. Who is prepared? But in the Black culture specifically, we have not done a good job of having wills, having things lined out in relationship to last wishes. And it's trying for those who are left behind, especially depending on the emotional, mental, spiritual state of the individual. So the reason why this was such a compounding event for me, is simply because my aunt, 2 weeks before, roughly, my mother passed away. So it was a hustle between work and leaving for a funeral and then coming back and then getting settled and then my mom falling and then, then I had to go to Arizona for the job. And, my cousin, has been filling in. She is a godsend, godsend because she is a healthcare professional. So she has been able to stand in the proverbial gap for me so that I can continue to work, and I did not have to take leave, and I could come in every night to the hospital, every night to the rehab center. She would take the day shift. So someone saw in the facility that if things are not A1, people need to know in the medical profession, in hospitals, rehabilitation centers, nursing homes, they need to know that they have relatives on ready that know policy, procedure, and if needed, can dial a number. I'm not saying to do this, but they need to feel like it could happen, okay? To keep everybody on the level, on the proverbial level. Prayerfully and thankfully, I didn't have to show out one time. One time I did not have to show out. Now, I did have to gather someone once, a gathering. It was a gathering. I had to gather someone once, but on Mother's Day, I brought her a rose saying, thank you, because it was obvious that she was full of anger. Because I'm like, there is no reason to be that nasty. People are coming here to see their loved ones and you're just nasty. And I'm just trying to ask you a question. Gatherings. I only had to do it once. I didn't even get real emotional with it. I gathered. I told the head nurse. And then Mother's Day came because I was bringing in all kinds of roses and flowers and food and so forth, because the facility that my mom was in, they allowed you to come into what looks like a dining room and you can invite family over, and we were able to do it up and do a wonderful Mother's Day, and it was fantastic. So God is good. But with that being said, those of you who have parents who are either up in age, ailing, or are dealing with a situation where they need around the clock care or maybe part of the day care, please make sure you are taking care of yourself so that you can take care of the business at hand when it comes to your loved one. Please. And if you don't have support, you need to dig in and you need to tap into your village, whatever your village looks like, however it's comprised. Do that because you need the assistance, and you never know who might come in and stand in the gap for you, like my cousin did in a time of crisis. You find out who the real ones are in a time of crisis. You really do. And you find out who's not down and in the cut in times of crisis. And you need to know that, and you need to know that information. So let me tell you a few of the things that I did, I was able to do during this period of time. So number one, I was able to go to the Hydra Bar last week, and the Hydra Bar is a salon in Coral Springs, Florida on Sample Road. And they specialized in Hydra set. That's actually like a trademark of theirs. Hydra sets, no oils, no butters. And this is a result of, this is a week old now, and I got a cut, a steam, and a Hydra set. And they, of course, used their own Nurture Hydra locking gel. And it's fantastic. It's fantastic. When they do my hair, I can get down with the no oils, no butters. I say it every time. I can get down with the get down. But when I do my hair, I need to have a little, a little shake and bake. I need to have a little oil, a little butter, a little whip of some kind. It is what it is. But this helped me feel better because I know I was getting really close to my 3-month mark. I made the appointment because the last time I went to get my hair done, I waited about 4 months, and the breakage and the fallout of the hair and the shedding was a little bit more than I like. It wasn't horrific, but it was just, you could tell it not to bring it to that level of waiting time for me. 4 months is not the lick. So every 3 months is what I need to do. So I was so glad that I was able to keep my appointment because my mom was in the rehab, well rested. So I was able to shimmy, get my hair done, and then shimmy to the rehab, and it was all good. So keeping my hair up was such a joy during this time, because that washing of the hair, that wash day, became sacred, even more sacred. So looking good and feeling good really helped to lift my spirits. And something about, when your mom thinks you look good, or your parent, your loved one, your sisters, folks that you know that will tell you the truth if you're either on point or not. She really loved my hair. She loves when Judith from the Hydra Bar in Coral Springs, Florida, does my hair every time. And she's like, oh, girl, you need to go to her all the time. I said, okay, Mom, natural hair stylists are not like back in the day when you can go get your hair done for $40. You know what I'm saying? Every 2 weeks or whatever. You're dropping a cool 170. A cool 170 without steam. Okay? Without the steam treatment. Nobody's getting that kind of coin from me every 2 weeks. Although the niche perfume community would probably beg to differ. So we're going to go ahead and take this opportunity to pivot from hair to niche perfume back to hair, because I want to share something with you. So with that being said, smelling good is key. I know I got out of wearing my perfumes when I was, of course, with everybody dealing with the pandemic. I've always been a niche girl. I didn't know I was a niche girl, but I've always been a niche girl. I've always liked exclusive fragrances. Whenever I would travel with my parents to another country, I would always go and grab a fragrance that I could not necessarily readily get my hands on in the States, because that was just my thing. Growing up, I was definitely into designer fragrances, the old school Loren perfume that was in the burgundy square bottle. I remember getting that fragrance. Giorgio, I remember getting that fragrance. Estee Lauder, I think it was White Linen. That was a favorite of mine back in the day. These are back in the day fragrances. So if you like, oh, I don't know, no, Loren, who? If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I mean, I am a seasoned woman of excellence, and sometimes I just can't break out the cliff notes for you. So if you know, you know. If you get it, you get it. 51, baby, and doing the daggone thing. But nevertheless, the point remains, Red Door, Elizabeth Arden, any of the scents that were really big back in the day, Obsession, Eternity, CK1. I was always on top of the designer fragrances. And then when I started traveling more, I wanted to grab something. When I went to, Paris with my parents, I, grabbed a bottle of, I think it's Farbon, if I'm saying it right, by Hermes. I picked up another fragrance. I don't remember when I was in Canada, but I think it was a Bergeron fragrance, but I think that's maybe considered more designer, but on the higher end, because I do have a fragrance from them right now, modern fragrance, an amber fragrance, ambery or ambre, or if I'm saying it properly, I may not be. But Bergeron, they have a wonderful, fragrance house as well, but it may be considered more designer, but it's not, cheap. It's just not. If I'm paying 200 plus for a bottle, it's not cheap. Designer or niche, 100 for anything is not cheap. I mean, it might be considered, something that you can kind of do, you can break into, because it's not breaking the bank. But in the 6 weeks that I have not gone food shopping, the prices on items have gone up at least like $2. I'm going to need somebody to jump in the Oval with Kamala and them and talk to the economists. What's up with the Dow? Because it's a trip. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard to stay fly in this economy, but we're going to find a way. So, niche fragrances, the smell, the opulence, the mindset, will get you together when you have a wonderful, wonderful fragrance. I'll talk about this later. I love nice ring pieces and jewelry as well. That has also helped me on my journey. But I have discovered that one of my favorite niche fragrance houses is Nishane out of Istanbul. And if you like a good pineapple fragrance that is unisex all the way, leaning masculine, but definitely unisex, Hachivat Nishane. This is an exquisite pineapple fragrance, and the sillage and the scent trail on this is fire. You will smell it, they will smell it, it will be smelled. And I love the fact that the extrait de parfum and the concentration of the oils, which you have to be careful with all of the Nishane fragrances that I'm discovering, because of that concentration of oil in the extrait formula. It's long lasting, and it's beautiful, and it's not like anything you have smelled on anyone. It's really phenomenal. They do a fantastic job. The nose behind these fragrances, outstanding. Like the scientific precision and the creative DNA that brings forth these creations really is bar none, I have to say. So Hachivat, a nice pineapple fragrance by Nishane. You definitely want to check it out. It does lean masculine, but for the boss ladies in the world that can handle it and are not restricted by gender constructs, a man or a woman can wear this and be sensual, sexy, and on point. Now, what I will say is that this has been a combo that I've heard of many times. Actually, when I watched The Perfume Guy out of San Diego, he interviewed a gentleman who worked for Nishane, and they were at some type of a perfume exhibition, and 100 Silent Ways. 100 Silent Ways. I'm hoping that this will focus. But if it's still blurry, I do apologize. But 100 Silent Ways, Nishane. Again, another extrait. All of these are extrait de parfums. And when you do the combination of Hachivat and this 100 Silent Ways, if you are trying to make a statement with the one you love, that'll make the statement. This alone is a very seductive, sultry fragrance. It did not come to play. She did not come to play. It is a bit of a skin scent. It does have longevity, and it does have a moderate scent trail. When you combine it with the Hachivat, beast mode. This is a very strong skin scent, but you will have a scent bubble, and you will smell it on yourself when you wear it individually. Others could smell it on you if you want to have a little bit more of a pop. You can have it on your clothing, but again, beware, buyers beware, the oil concentration. You need to really know what you're doing. So I would suggest, if you are wearing something that perhaps you have on an undergarment, a camisole, something that maybe has a little bit of a shoulder where you're spraying it on your skin, you're spraying another layer, and maybe you want to hit a spray on the undergarment, or if you have lining in a suit, jacket, dress, top, and you don't mind it getting in the lining, as long as, you know, that fabric has to be correct. Like, it can't be any type of a chiffon, silk, blend, linen. It needs to have a lining, because you will be in a scenario that you may not be able to reverse. Again, buyers beware. But again, beast mode combination, 100 Silent Ways. It is the biz naive, as Scrappy would say. I can't believe I reached back into love and hip hop Is that what they called that show? Hip Hop? Love it. Hip Hop Atlanta? Whatever it is, child. You know who I'm talking about. Scrappy and Bambi and all them. But nevertheless, this is on point. I know Mona Scott produces the show, but you know, child, it's been a minute. So the next one, Nishane. This is for, again, the individuals who have no problem wearing a gender fluid, if you would, fragrance. Leans masculine and or feminine, but smells amazing on whoever's wearing it, as long as you know you can carry it with confidence. Ige, also a Nishane fragrance. This is an aquatic, very airy, ocean, springtime, popping statement fragrance. Now, one of my relatives is getting confirmation on a promotion. We like to wait for the contract to be signed before we start talking. But this was a fragrance that I had suggested to the individual because I felt like, now this is the way you would make a statement coming into a building, because it's a confident scent. It's not like anything I've smelled before. But for those of you who enjoy an airy, ocean-like, springy summer experience, that when your body gets hot, it projects, Ige, Nishane. Fantastic. And another one, backtracking, Hachivat. Also, when that body heats up, the projection is everything. So you can really bang out with this in the summer. And it's definitely airy and open enough to do it. And it is fire. Again, Nishane is definitely topping as one of my favorite fragrance houses, hands down. Quality, sillage, or skin scent, the trail, the formulation, the creation, just wonderful. And every time I get dressed and I'm ready to go to work, I really look at these fragrances and I say, what am I feeling like today? What am I drawn to? How do I want to feel? And it elevates my psyche, makes me feel great. That luxurious essence gives me a boost, lifts my confidence, reminds me that, you know, I'm a boss, I'm a lady, and I deserve this. For those of us who have been working and doing what we need to do, building, excuse me, your own business, your career, going to school, taking care of loved ones, you have to take care of yourself in the process. And I need to get a little something to sip on because I am struggling. Sorry about that, y'all. It's real in the field. Can you see? I was like literally choking. Nevertheless, do some research. Google on fragrances and emotions and the psychological effects of fragrances. Do it. Include it in your self-care routine. And there is a fragrance, I've seen it on IG, Brown Girl, I believe it's called. It's a Black-owned fragrance house, new. And they have a few fragrances. The bottles remind me of the shape and the style. By Byredo, I believe. Those are the bottle shape. But they're an opaque pink bottle with brown writing and a pink cap on top. I believe it's Brown Girl. I could be wrong, but it is a Black-owned company. And they even get into the science and the psychology of perfumes and what they do for you. Check them out. Research it. You'll be able to find them on IG. But you can do a regular Google search on fragrances and how they help uplift the spirit. Of course, aromatherapy. It's the same concept. So, this last Nishane fragrance is a tea fragrance. I never thought I would like tea fragrances until I experienced a tea fragrance. And I have to say, among my favorite, I love tea fragrances. Light, airy, crisp, cool, summer, definitely spring, but summer, hot, projecting. I wore this fragrance when I was in Arizona, and I received so many compliments. Wulong Cha. Wulong Cha. Again, fabulous, X straight. All of them are. But, oh, they even have the notes on the bottle for this one. Bergamot, orange, Listerine mandarin, oolong tea, nutmeg, musk, and fig. And I think it's Litsi, Litsca. I just want to make sure I, said that somewhat right. So if I didn't say it right, I can at least spell it right. So again, this is an amazing, amazing, amazing fragrance. And again, I'm not lying because you can check the dentage. The dent is denting. And even with my 100 silent ways, the dent is denting. This beautiful. It is beast mode, scent trail for hours, days. They can look Wulong Cha. It sounds like it is reminiscent of something in China. And I'm sure they probably smelt me in China from Arizona because that's how bad this is. This is a bad boy right here. This is bad to the bone. Again, unisex, but definitely feminine leaning. This is the most feminine leaning fragrance I have, along with 100 Silent Ways. Feminine leaning, definitely. Nishane, Hachivat, and the Ige are unisex, male leaning, but I love them, and it's a wrap. And I think I have 2 more Nishane fragrances en route. So I'm down with Nishane. I do have a smattering of others. I've dabbled a little bit with Bond. I've dabbled a little bit with Théo Cabanel. I've dabbled a little bit with a few others that I have, and I'll, get into those a little later on. But I want to jump back to hair again, as I said. The Sea Moss collection. Now, it's really a moment of silence worthy. This Powerhouse Sea Moss Cleanser, natural detox and purifying shampoo that promotes scalp health and encourages production of sebum in the scalp by drawing out toxins and free radicals. These toxins would otherwise cause damage and build up on the scalp, which prevents the growth of healthy hair. 8-ounce bottle. I did buy the collection by Curls. This is one of the best clarifying shampoos I've used. It's a detox shampoo, but when I say my hair was not stripped and my curls were bouncing like the NBA during All-Star weekend, fire. Period. Full stop. Period. Hold on. The 92 Mineral Glow and Grow Conditioner. I used this with a cap. And again, the consistency, very creamy. The fragrance, I am not even close to this, but the fragrance, I can smell it from here. It's divine. It's a very, well, let me hold on. It's very, very refreshing, because I don't want to start putting stuff on things that are not, divine. That would be for Nishane. This has a very pleasant smell. Very pleasant smell. Along with the shampoo smells the same way. Very pleasant. And again, I just want to emphasize the fact that with the cleanser, and they call it Powerhouse for a reason, antimicrobial, antioxidant, and antifungal, sea moss encourages the production of sebum again on the scalp, as I already read before, and it basically fights oxidative stress, which is the main cause of hair loss. Amino acids, beta carotene, B vitamins, calcium, folate, bromine, iodine, iron, magnesium, pectin, phosphorus, potassium, protein, selenium, silver, vitamin E, C, K, and zinc, to name a few. It is a powerhouse, and I loved the experience shampoo. Like, few things make me stop when I'm shampooing my hair. Adjoa is one of those, Blue Tansy, and the traditional Adjoa line. The 4C Only, another powerhouse line that makes me stop and take notice. But this one does as well. I cannot say enough about it. So the Moisture Magnet Sea Moss Curl Cream, let me be very clear. I washed my hair with this line twice. The Sea Moss Curl Cream would be phenomenal for the 3B girls, 3BC girls that don't want a gel. So if your hair is reminiscent to like a Bianca Renee or a Will on a Whim, his hair, you could do this and get away with it if you just want to have nice, soft curls that don't require a lot of gel and or wet line to clump, because your hair really just naturally does that with a little scrunching and diffusing. This would work wonderfully. The Moisture Magnet Sea Moss Curl Treatment. Let me caution you. The Moss Collection Sea Slip Mineral Infused Curl Slime. Read the directions. Reading is fundamental, and I will tell you why. This is soft, no hold for sculpting tresses, using it alone, because maybe with another gel, but even using both of these together, I did get flakage. It was not the worst flakage, but it was flakage nonetheless. You do not combine this, period. Now, I will say that to say this, and I'm learning. I'm just as the manufacturer intended, right? I washed my hair with this after thoroughly washing and conditioning my hair, putting a little heat on it, washing it out, and then I put the Sea Moss Sea Slip Mineral Infused Curl Slime in the hair. And I have to tell you that I was, oops, will this ever? Well, thoroughly impressed. And you can see it really is gelatinous in nature. Very gelatinous. But the beauty of this is this is my suggestion. You scoop some out, put it at the root, rub it just a bit because it foams up. You can't just pull it down the hair like gel because it does not operate that way. You need to put it in your hair. I don't know if rubbing it in your hands first would work to get the foam and then apply, but I'm a take it by the roots type of gal. I just kicked the camera, chow. I'm a take it by the roots type of gal. So I like to scoop, put the product in, and start working it. But I noticed, because I did lose about $2.99 worth, $2.99 worth of the sea slime, and I was not well. So I said, okay, I need to find a technique here. So once I scooped it and really controlled putting it at the top and pulling it down, and it just foamed up and I was able to pull it through, fire. The experience was bar none. It really was bar none. And the drying time was cut in half. It's not heavy. And it does do what it says it's going to do. It understands the assignment. The Sea Moss collection understands the assignment. And I did not experience any flaking whatsoever with that particular gel when I use it as the manufacturer intended, by not combining it with any other product, even within the line. So that's something to be said. Finally, I haven't had the opportunity to use the Nourish and Shine Sea Moss Foam, but I will, because now I'm intrigued with foams after watching Will on a Whim using the Dew mousse. Why? I'm not going to get sucked back into this. I'm not doing it, but I am curious. But I'm going to use this mousse first. What I like, again, a very, very explicit. When I use this on my hair, I take that back. I did use it. I used it to zhuzh up my hair when I used the sea moss slime, the gel slime. What do they call it? I want to be respectful. Sea Slip Mineral Infused Curl Slime. When it was about 3 days in or so, and I didn't feel like washing my hair because, again, it was like the culmination of me leaving town, coming back, taking care of my mom, working. I was done. Like, I was done. Like, several forks could have been put in my back, honey, because I was done. The meat would be falling off the bone. I just put some of this on my hair, kept it in the same product line, and it really worked as far as rejuvenating my curls. And I had no issue. Again, it says here, apply Nourish and Shine Sea Moss Foam to freshly cleansed hair to define and defrizz curls. Use on dry hair to touch up and revive flat curls. So that's what I did. And I essentially had a fro, and I was just rezhuzhing my fro because I am a define curl girl. Like, I know people joke about, oh, the ramen noodle effect. I don't know if this is ramen noodling, but I'm not angry at it. And I love defined hair. I love a Macy Gray effect. I do. Big and wild. Once my hair gets a little bit, a lot of it really longer, I do want to blow it out and have a more wild, free form, almost afro, effect, if you will. I think that's a wonderful, for me, weekend kicking it look. Jazz club, kicking it in Atlanta, Centennial Park, doing a little, jazz picnic or something. I would love that. Nice big earrings and a, nose ring. Love it. But for the work corporate space, I love this. And I would wear this in any space, but I like to do it a little differently on the weekends and jazz it up a bit. But when my hair is like this, like, I am definitely trying to get this is week 1. I'm trying to get another week or 2 out of this because sister is not trying to do her hair right now because, again, my mom is coming home tomorrow. Praise the Lord. It's Friday, May 20th. So I hope I have the date right because, things are just slipping right now. But the point remains. She's coming home. I'm not going to be fool-la-line with my hair until I get her routine together with, the in-house service and making sure that that's correct and working all that out with my cuz. So really, I need to be able to wash and go, but really, I just need to go because I'm not trying to wash. And I wasn't even trying to do a play on words. I'm just keeping it real. This is just where I am right now in my life. So the curls, the Sea Moss collection, Nourish and Shine Sea Moss Foam, the conditioner, the shampoo, the gel, the curl cream, all 10 out of 10. I would highly, highly recommend you trying them out. Finally, I have a few things. Sorry, I didn't mean to have my whole nose up in the camera, but it is what it is, child. I'm exhausted and I was missing my YouTube community. I was able to jump on Narada's live last night and because I was able to get on for the last 3 weeks because for about 3-4 weeks I wasn't able to. So I was able to jump on for a little bit, watch and enjoy. So I loved that, but I had to jump off when that, with the car crash scene. That was like the last video Thursday night. I was like, I gotta go. So I was able to do that, and I was able to jump onto Sheree Del Sol's live, the first live of the year. So it was good to see her and Kiki a little bit with Tresses of Alexis in the comments and so forth, and also jumping back to Narada's live and being able to say hello to Superior Vibes and Jermaine Au Natural. He and I talk from time to time. He's such a good brother. Solid. He's just good people. And of course, Narada, I'm trying to get to Atlanta so I can get my hair done because he did a finger coil style at the Green Thumb that I have to have. I really want it for this summer. So I'm definitely going to take a trip and I'm going to Atlanta to relax. I'm booking an appointment before I leave Florida to get in his chair because I'm trying to go and kiki. And I know, Narada, you say you don't like to go out and do a whole bunch of stuff, but we're going to have to go somewhere and have a beverage. Okay? Do I have to, work Henny to convince you? What do I have to do, Narada? What do I have to do? Because I'm coming. I'm coming, brother. I'm coming. And I'm going to need that in my life. I'm just saying, help a sister out. But we going to see. I'm going to pray on that. But nevertheless, I'm going to get into my empties at this point. And let me see how much I have, because I may have to really do it in another video, because I'm already 40 minutes in. But it's been a minute, so we'll see. Hold on. I've already spoken about 4C only. I bought the set, the wash bundle. I have all the pieces over there, but I can't get up right now. But when I tell you the co-wash, the the shampoo, the conditioner, the deep conditioner, the gel, the styling cream, everything is on par with this. And I just have to remember, I'm looking at I see 4 jars. I just have to remember, did I actually have the gel, or was it the cream, or both? Because there might be another, jar over there that I'm missing. But 4C only, another black-owned company, and the products, everything, fire. I will support them. I would repurchase. And I have to say, I've noticed that my hair has been thriving, because I do have a gifting for DIYs, but I don't have the time. Sheree Del Sol has a gift for DIYs. She just does. She's gifted. I am probably like a mini Sheree Del Sol when I have like a month off. I'll have that now. When I use the lines that are well curated, and I follow the directions as the manufacturer has intended, and I use it consistently over a period of maybe, every week that I'm washing my hair, I use the same system for a while, and then I'll go into another one, and then I'll do the same thing, but I use the full system. My hair has been thriving doing that. Not doing all this mixing and matching and, let me get a little of this and get a little of that and get a little of it. I just use it as it's purchased, because really they buy it and formulate it and create it for that purpose. And I'm like, well, you know what? I need to see what they're doing, because they did it. So let me see what's going on, because I'm not trying to mix and match. Really, the only thing that I'm willing to do is everything that I have that I purchased in the beginning of my hair care journey, now going on 3 years ago, that I'm trying to use up and get out of my stash. I'm doing that. So if I have to break down and do a little combo, or if I'm doing someone else's hair, because all the products that I purchased that I still have on my shelf are quality, I just don't need to have 20 of them. You know what I'm saying? So, I love my kinky tresses. I believe that I have that as well. Miche. I have Hair Rules, both Ajuas. And now the CMOS collection. I have the TGIN Repair collection. I have Melanin, that piece, a few of the Oyen handmaids. Honey, I am so straight. I think I got a random pattern beauty mask, hair mask up in there. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm so good. But 4C only deserves an honorable mention. And this empties is too deep, and I don't have the energy. I simply don't. But I'm going to give you one good nugget for good measure. Let me dig in here and find out which one I really want to, you know what I'm saying, talk about. Hold up. Because I want to shout out the people that have really helped me in my journey, not only with hair, but also with perfume and also with skin. I told you guys years ago at this point, because my channel is now going on 2 years old, I told you in some of my very early early videos that I have a hair review, peer review panel in my mind, but not always in my mind, because all of these individuals respond to me, whether it's a DM, a comment, if I have a question. Some of them I may call. Like I said, I mentioned Jermaine Au Natural. We actually have a solid friend connection, I feel. He's a wonderful spirit, great guy. Has given me some advice on my mom in relationship to when the fall took place. He was able to give me some advice based on some of his experiences with elderly parents and so forth. And it's a blessing. So I wanted to shout out Denise Adore, because her father passed recently. And Denise has done so much, just like Tresses of Alexis, just like Sheree Del Sol, just like Narada Hayes, just like Jermaine, just like so many others. But there are a few that I kind of tap into that have been consistent on my journey and on this YouTube journey. And whenever they give advice, it just works. So I know that they're not lying and that they're real. And I've been able to avoid foolishness and not waste money. And when the good sis Denise introduced us all to the Advanced Snail 96 Mucin Power Essence by Corsic, COSRX. I'm tired and I am drained. I just finished setting up my mom's house so she can be received tomorrow. So I'm tired, but I had to get on YouTube. So this Corsic essence is snail essence is just, this is my I think this is my first bottle, but I have one on my shelf and one in the pocket. I have the cream. I have their liquid whitehead, whatever product. What else do I have? But their products are fire. And when I say I have received in my most challenging hour, most stressful hour, because when, you can be stressed out, but when your people are not right, when mom's is not right, when your father's not right, when that sister or whoever is close to you, your anchor, your nucleus, when the nucleus is not right, you're not right. If you're not close and you don't get it, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, girl. I don't care what happened to them. That's not my testimony. I'm telling you, I'm still not 100, but I'm better and I'm not 100 because I am walking through the process of the circle of life. And, once you've turned a certain age, and my mother has been blessed enough to live beyond the traditional 77, which I think is 77. She's 87. You know what I'm saying? She was strong in making it happen up until that fall. And she told me she had not been in the hospital in 51 years. The last time she was in the hospital is when she had me. That's how healthy and on point and strong this woman was. So when you see somebody gashed head, broken hip, just disoriented, not themselves, weak, in pain, my psyche, I'm not even gonna front. I'm like, this is new and I am not accustomed to it, nor am I ready. But I had to get myself together with prayer, supplication, and the support of my friends and my village. What? I would not have been able to do it. My village made sure that when my mother came out of surgery, that her room was filled with flowers. Filled. And not like the old funeral flowers, like orchids and roses and beautiful, jazzy, non-traditional color arrangements, like exotic. Girl, the nurses, when my mother was leaving to go to rehab, they were like running down the hallway. My mother, because listen, she was like, ladies, you did such a nice job. Thank you for taking care of me. I left you some of my flowers. Girl, they were like making a beeline, running to the room, trying to grab the flowers up. I was like, no, wait a minute. I'm not going to be mad at it because y'all did take care of my mother, and she is one to be reckoned with, honey, because she had them popping. She was like, what you got in your hand? Is that my XYZ 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 medicine? Because I only take that at this time and at this time. What's this? You're not going to slip me a Mickey. Listen, I've not seen anything like it. Like, my mom knew every medicine. And she was, and if the girls were like, because it might have been a nurse's assistant. Oh, I'm not sure. Let me spell it for you. My people, it's your girl, Dr. She Cole, bringing you this curated Coils and Culture edition and updates on life, elderly parents, the life cycle. Again, Denise, you have my condolences in relationship to your father passing. He lives on in you. And I celebrate with everyone who was able to celebrate Mother's Day with their mothers. Cherish it. Honor your elders. That is something that we've lost in the African American tradition, because in Africa, you respected your elders in a big way. And we need to definitely make sure we're honing in on that. Additionally, those of you who have elderly parents, make sure you're starting to have those conversations about last rites, last will and testament, documentation, and what they want for their homegoing celebration. Because in that time, you don't want to be in a situation where you don't know what to do. Have your village ready, talk to your friends, say what you need so they can help you fulfill the wishes of the ones you love during that time. Remember, your real friends will be with you in time of triumph and crisis. And when you find out who's not there, don't be sad about it. Be glad about it, because you can move with less weight and win with those who are winning with you in all seasons, good and bad. This is your girl, Dr. She Cole, signing off. Have a wonderful, wonderful night, and I will see you much sooner than 6 weeks. Take care.